Praise be to the Lord Almighty and greetings to you from St. John's. Dear parents, let me share with you for a few minutes about the salient features of CBSE-i curriculum. Let me first recap what is CBSE. CBSE works under the guidelines of NCF, what we call it as National Curriculum Framework. Whereas CBSE-i is an extension of CBSE curriculum which has NCF as its base, that is National Curriculum Framework as its base, and it is extended to the international standard, whereas CBSE goes on with Indian standard. Why? When CBSE is there, why CBSE-i? It is a question of the heart. It is purely focused and started with the intention to help the children who study abroad. That is, the children who as its education abroad, they wanted to have the Indian system of education. They want to have their education in the CBSE. So with this motto, CBSE has started the CBSE-i curriculum. And slowly they want each and every citizen of our country also to get benefited with the CBSE-i curriculum so that each child can compete with the global standard. Here the difference is the CBSE has a prescribed textbooks and prescribed syllabus, whereas CBSE-i has prescribed syllabus but not prescribed textbooks. So what about the textbooks? How the child will learn? It is a question, lingers in the mind of the individual. Here, instead of the textbooks, the CBSE has suggested few reference books and it goes on with the worksheets. So totally it eradicates the rote learning system. So naturally the teachers, they have digi-tools in their hand and smart classes they utilize, and they'll have the resource book in their hand, and based on the syllabus prescribed, they will refer to the resource books and they go on with that. So naturally students will be taught with the worksheet system. So here there is many scope for each individual to have their creativity and critical thinking, and naturally they excel in the higher order thinking skills. And each individual becomes skill-based individual, and finally they can compete with the global standard. Dreams rule the world. Parents who has been dreaming of their child to compete with the global standard, no doubt, undoubtedly, they can opt for the CBSE-i curriculum. CBSE-i curriculum as its base as the CBSE, as I said before, it is under the guidelines of National Curriculum Framework. Slowly it is getting transformed to the international standard. So naturally your dreams will be fulfilled if you opt for the CBSE-i curriculum, and it is focusing on the broad-based education also, so that your child can excel in the other areas without losing their originality. Thank you.
A very happy day, my dear friend. As we are here planning for a new academic session 2015-16, this promo that you are watching will definitely make you to be aware of things that are going to happen in St. John's. As you are aware, St. John's had traveled a long way, 46 years of its travel journey, as you are aware, with a very humble beginning way back in the year 1968 by her founder, Bishop Dr. Rajkumar. It had gone a very long way, and as we stand here at the junction of taking up a great leap into a new beginning, a new change. Just now, we're going to have a new trend of change in the educational scenario of St. John's. St. John's, as you are aware, had applied for CBSE-i curriculum in the year 2012 after a very careful inspection and procedures of affiliation. Was affiliated by the Central Board of Secondary Education, New Delhi, into the CBSE-i curriculum. And this is our second year of our affiliation, where we had been identified by the CBSE, Delhi, among the 400 city schools and among the 2,400 and odd CBSE schools around the country. Only 2 schools have been affiliated with CBSE-i when it comes to Chennai, and every state and every district has got one single affiliation for CBSE-i. And we as a at the maximum of the CBSE-i affiliation. With the affiliation in our hand and time that had come before us to take a great leap into the starting of the session of CBSE-i curriculum inside a school, a detailed circular had been sent to you through your ward to know much more about what is this CBSE-i curriculum and what is this St. John's Senior Secondary School is planning for 2015. My dear friend, my dear parents, 2015 is going to find a great change, a great scenario and a great history that is going to begin from the month of April 2015. CBSE-i curriculum is going to have its start of classes, particularly for classes for standard till 5th standard. And the whole school is now going to be divided into 2. In the morning session, CBSE-i will function in the center block as a separate wing, accommodating the classes from the 1st standard till the 5th standard. And the CBSE regular will be functioning again in the morning session for classes for standard till 8th standard. And as you know, as a common person, as a lay person may understand this, any founder who had founded the institution or an organization or an employer who had started or established his or her organization will always want to grow the institution with the leaps and bounds. Likewise, St. John's wants itself to grow and expand her territories beyond the status that had it been going through for the past 46 years. And as you are aware, St. John's Senior Secondary School is a pioneer among the group of institutions of St. John's, and now it is the pioneer among the CBSE-i schools of Chennai, going into an elite crowd. When I say elite crowd, it is meeting to the standard of the globalization or the global world, meeting to the standard and the expectation of the future. 1st standard till 5th standard will be accommodated both in the CBSE as well as in the CBSE-i as well as in the morning session too. For the convenience of the parents, the morning session will be holding 2 different categories, both CBSE-i as well as CBSE. CBSE-i, as it had been affiliated for the primary department by the CBSE New Delhi, 1st standard till 5th standard will be functioning in a separate wing in the morning, and the regular CBSE, which St. John's Senior Secondary School had been going for the past 46 years, will be continuing again in the morning session, particularly for classes for standard till 8th standard. However, the CBSE will be accommodated for the convenience of the parents in the afternoon session too, again for classes 1st standard till the 12th standard. For your information, my dear friend, my dear parent, 9th standard till 12th standard classes will be functioning only in the afternoon session. The reason is that the students who are going to be trained for the AISS and AISSC examination, they need a lot of coaching, a lot of practices and a lot of sessions to be included both for their examinations as well as for their professional training. So on this condition, the special coaching classes based on their examinations and the coaching classes on the professional classes will be conducted for the students of 9th standard till 12th standard with a tie-up with a professional academy from the outsource, will be conducted in the morning session. However, when we come to the kindergarten part, as we very fondly call the kindergarten part of St. John's as Market Play School, the kindergarten toddlers of pre-KG, LKG and UKG will always be accommodated only in the morning session between the timing that had been functioning the previous year. For the afternoon session, there will be no more kindergarten session, and the reason why CBSE-i and CBSE regular is to function in the morning session. You may have a thought of question that is raised in your heart. Why there is a separation of regular CBSE both in the morning session as well as in the afternoon session? Like any other employer who had established the organization or an institution, like any other founder who had established an institution or an organization, always has a dream or plans to elevate his or her organization to the next upper standard, to the next elevated standard. And here we at St. John's too, having travelled a very long way for 46 years, always have plans of upgrading and establishing an international package fondly to be handed over to the future citizens of this country. As you all know, the world goes on a very fastest pace, and as you are very aware, India too keeps upgrading her to the global fact. Here we at St. John's, we too feel the same, and we need our school to be elevated to the next higher status, bringing the needs or meeting out the needs of the parents for the future citizen. So I hope the parents will be able to understand that the cream of the society will be given an opportunity exclusively with all the ambience that is essential for the future world, for the future citizens, and to meet out and to cater to their education. In particular, in the morning session, both when you consider with the CBSE-i or CBSE, the classrooms are going to have a ratio of 25:1, which means that a teacher will be able to focus her attention and give her maximum care to 20 to 25 students at the maximum. But in the afternoon, understanding the overwhelming response for St. John's Senior Secondary School from the public, from the society, that everyone wants to put their word in St. John's, understanding their feelings, this existing St. John's Senior Secondary School will be functioning to cater to the needs of the regular society who want their child definitely to be put inside St. John's Senior Secondary School. But in the morning, when you find out the infrastructure, that is where the difference matters. Morning school of CBSE-i and CBSE will have a very rich ambience, air-conditioned classrooms, air-conditioned buses which are mandatory, food which will be served to all the children which are mandatory, and the ratio of 25:1 for CBSE-i and 30:1 for CBSE regular will be on progress. And as you heard just now, Mrs. Uma speaking about The importance of CBSE-i, where the teacher will definitely hold a digi-tool. The technology of the school will be enhanced, and the students, when they are not expected to use the textbooks and they are expected to use only the worksheets, the school introduces the tab or the iPad system. When it comes to the morning session, both the teacher as well as the student will be using the digi-tools, and the total setup for the morning session will be on a technology base, and all the music, art, dance, sports and every co-curricular activity will be incorporated into the curriculum, and the usage of the textbooks will be highly reduced as expected by CBSE, so that your child need not carry a load of textbooks to the school. Worksheets will be distributed to the children. Thus the children will have a very marvelous time in understanding the concepts that they need to learn for the near future, and they will go deep into the concept, which the concepts goes deep into the heart, into the blood, into the breath, so that never they could forget the concept, and these students see to it that they are established on their own legs to face the tomorrow's world. And now when it comes to the ambience of the school, the total ambience of the school will be changed, making to feel that St. John's had really gone into its greater height, thus inviting the international standard children to come into the school, to step inside the school, to enroll themselves inside the school and be a bona fide member of the school. I hope my parents will definitely be with our side, understand us and make things work out well, so that we make a better world for the tomorrow's citizen to take up a better future. Dear parent, I would like to add few more informations for the clarity of yourself. For this introductory year, as things are going to change, with morning session both CBSE-i and CBSE, and afternoon session only with CBSE, the parents are requested to approach the office and the application requisition form. Particularly, a separate form will be handed over to our own parents whose children are studying in our school from 10th of November 2014. The form will be available as an introductory year. First come, first served basis. We would love to select the students and enroll the students for the CBSE-i as well as the CBSE. And parents who wish to enroll yourself in the afternoon session may always take a form from the office and enroll for the same. Exclusively for the new admission, those students who are going to come from the other schools, from the other countries and from other states and from other cities, the admission formalities will go in process, and it begins from the 10th of November. And the issue of the prospectus application form will begin from the 12th of December. Whose children are to continue their studies in the CBSE or CBSE-i curriculum, you may please approach the school office, and the school office hours is only between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on all the 5 working days except Saturdays and Sundays. You may collect the requisition form for your choice and for opting the option that you require. For the fee details, you may please contact the school office. An admission team is deputed to hand over the informations, to pass on the informations to our dear parents. Thank you.